G'day, I'm Blxz and welcome back to Geneforge 5. Now, I've just gone off screen and stored a whole bunch of my artifact stuff that I had sitting around from the last couple episodes. Put that up back in Fort Rockfall, I think it is. I also been looking at my level up here. I may have gained another level up, or I don't remember exactly how many I had. I've got 13 skill points to put away here. So I think that's 2 levels I've gained since I've last looked at this. And one thing I could do is put up my battle magic to 9, which with 4 spellcraft would be 13 battle magic. That's reasonably formidable. I'm not turned off by that. That's actually quite a, that's an acceptable limit. I'd probably go up to 10 because I like round numbers at some point in the future. However, I do notice that my essence is reasonably low as well. And more essence really is good, more good. Your essence is good, basically. So I'm thinking I'll throw 1 level into intelligence, and I'll probably keep pushing towards level 20, which is again a nice round number. And with my leftover points, I think I'll throw 2 levels into battle magic. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. It gives me a little bit more combat power. That's now 11 battle magic, and I should be able to hit a little bit more regularly. And I'm not wasting my gauntlet-y sort of hand things I'm wearing, which are basically battle magic oriented or magic orientated. And a little bit more essence will hopefully help me out. How much higher has it gone? 110. So it's nearly doubled my essence. That's not bad. That's actually pretty acceptable. Anyway, let's continue looking around this little town thingy. Merchants. Nobody looks important enough here. I don't want to waste living tool, but I'll use some of my new essence. Thornslinger, yep, that's fine. Rod of Defences. Looks interesting. Not going to take it. What have we got here? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. Ah, Mass Restore. What does Mass Restore do? Requires skill of 9. Heals your entire group and cures harmful effects. That is nice. You can tell what I'm putting in next level. I wish I had done that. I could probably go back and reload. But again, I'm committing to my choices in this game. So, sucks to be me. Doesn't matter. Next level, I will throw in some more healing craft. And Wand of Death. Nothing spectacular here. Mass Restore, that does sound useful. Oh, Federa. Federa. There's a tired looking man sitting at this table, gnawing at a roll and drinking from a mug of bitter herbal brew. He motions for you to sit down across from him. He seems to want company. I'm Federa, he says, of Camp East Alpha. Came here to get help. I need to talk to someone to calm my nerves before I see the Shapers. What is Camp East Alpha? It's a creation camp just outside our east gate. It's where the field serviles and many of the defending creations are kept or not working or on patrol. I look after the camp, tend to the creations and keep them secure. How do the creations like being in the camps? We've not had enough resources. It's hard to get enough food, enough firewood, someone to care for the wounded and the sick. But this is a time of war, and many sacrifices to be made by all of us. Things will improve soon. Why were the camps built? 2 reasons. First, keep the creations under watch so that rebels can't come in and breed dissent. Second, so that when we see a creation isn't shackled or in a camp, we know it's a rogue. It's actually a pretty good answer. Why do you need to see the Shapers? It's the camp. I'm an outsider. I'm not used to creations. Commanding them, seeing how they look at me. I try not to speak to them, but I know they do not like the camps, and they seem more insolent. I'm not sure how to proceed. Yeah, creations don't like being in camps? Shocking. Yes, I was told that they would obey the Shapers, would not be difficult. It was that way at first, but as time went on, the way they look at me, it unnerves me. What do you want the Shapers to do? I hate asking them for help. I'm an outsider, but things have gotten worse lately. Serviles are angrier, slower to obey, more whispering. I need someone to go there. I need someone to investigate and see if something is making them rogue. If everything goes wrong, I just don't want to be blamed. Well, maybe I can have a look at that. Can you? I knew from looking at you that you're sort who can understand creations. The camp is outside the gates to the east. I don't know how to relate to creations. Maybe you do. Maybe you can tell if one has gone wrong. Okay. What sort of tea is that? I do like a cup of tea every now and then. Bark. Cactus. Oh, nomad drink. Nomad drink. Keeps you moving. Nomads are gone, but this foul, useful stuff remains. That'll do for now. See if I can find something. I assume that'll be my leadership skill coming into play. Nothing I can really take in this area. There's a servile, kitchen servile. I actually think that's, as harsh as it sounds, it is pretty convenient having... Oh god, no. This bitch. There's a woman in a leather jerkin sitting in the back of this room. She's cleaning and feeding her baton. When she sees you, she immediately slaps a cluster of thorns into it and holds it ready. She's more tan and slender than when you last saw her in Mirror, but you recognise her instantly. It's Denna, the bitch who offered you information about your past and fled without delivering. She rolls her eyes. Of course, as if I didn't have enough problems. You find me. And now there'll be threats and drama. Even though you can't attack me here, and it'd be a mistake even if you could. Why shouldn't I kill you? Because then the guards will kill you. Shapers don't allow such thuggery in their cities. You're already very suspect. Unsecured creations, you know. You cheated me. Well, of course. You walking around Mirror, or maybe being hangdog. I heard rumours of the mystery shaper. I suspected I could get your help by dangling it in front of you. I was right. But I apologise, if that helps. And you gained, or regained, valuable lessons on the subject of trust. You don't know about my past. Oh, honey. Of course not. Anyway, future's all that matters. A lucky person has a chance to earn a generous reward from me. But don't try and get me killed. That would be so ungracious. Oh. Hate this woman. Recognised her as soon as I saw that name. Who do you work for? Whoever pays me. Anyone who has something that needs doing and proper compensation available. I'm like you, an adventurer. I get things done. Keeps the world spinning. But you had me steal from the Shapers. Perhaps for the rebels, perhaps for another Shaper. Who knows? I certainly don't. Maybe I did, but I forgot. And you don't care about the morals of it? I'm not probably going to ask that question. I particularly care about the morals of it myself. I stole from a Shaper. Could one of those jobs be to find out who I am? No. I would waste an incredible amount of time failing to answer that question. We would both be better off if I just made something up. But if you truly care, I've heard there's a sage living to the south. She is supposed to have great powers of sight. She might be able to help. And I'll tell you that for free. You don't care about the morals of it? Do you? Of course there's some wretches I won't work for. Some factions suicidal to ally with. But I suspect I have far less blood on my hands than you. That's a good point. Hiring for another job? Not from you. And your sweet tongue won't convince me either. You're a little close to Shapers for my tastes. It's too bad. It's too bad. I wanted to take her out on a mission and accidentally shoot her in the back of the head with an eye beast bolt. Who do you work for? Whoever pays me. I think I've asked this before. Okay. Another question. No, that's all I have to say. Goodbye then, and please try to cheer up. Conversation ends. I don't think I can kill her. I don't think I can kill her at all. I know I'm not going to do much reloading and saving, but God, I just want to do this. I hate this woman. Just to prove it that I can. And then I'll reload like the little whipped person I am. Gotta keep my license. Don't want the entire thing of Sage Taken to turn on me. Ooh, strength giving essence. Da, 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 da. She's powerful. Not powerful enough to beat me though. That was weak. Okay, they're all attacking me. Doesn't matter, I just want to kill her and then I'm done. And I can be satisfied. Ooh, good block. Yagonski. What did she drop? Nothing spectacular. That was just a bit of fun. I really have no intention of killing her in the middle of a city. I just wanted to do that. Call it fantasy. What do we got down here? We have nothing I can take. Well, you, if you'd stay still, Santella. The Zephyr Oasis has been a meeting place for caravan routes since before the days of the Shapers. Once this dusty town was full of bazaars and shouting merchants. Now, in wartime, only this small bazaar remains functional. A single old woman looks after the wares by the walls. Her wrinkled skin is deeply tanned, and age and decades of sunlight have left her hair nearly white. Her eyes are very sharp. You don't savour negotiating with her. Many greetings to you on this bright day. I am Santella, once caravan master, now regretfully a trader and breeder in the safety of this town. What do you breed? I have pens for breeding batons and living tools. Small creations of great value. What does the law say about that? Very little. Sage Taken's new regime is harsh, but it only restricts creations that move under their own power. Plant and tool creations are unrestricted. Thus, I'm allowed the pens I maintain outside of town. There is a great need for batons and thorns with which to defend the city. Yeah, I suppose without creations they'd need more weapons. Santella says, what else do you wish? I trade, I breed. I'm sure I can somehow be of use to an intrepid traveller like yourself. You led caravans. Once. I was a student, I had promise, but I was called by the road. I passed through many lovely lands, and yet the stark beauty of the Federa reaches called me to stay. How long ago was that? Why, you come dangerously close to asking a lady her age. Surely you have better manners than that. Have some tea. She smiles. What did you study? She holds out her hand, palm up. A tiny dancing orb of light appears above it, bobbing and shimmering. She closes her fist and the light is snuffed out. I have studied much, mastered much of my lifetime, and yet now the peaceful life of a shopkeeper is for me. Is your life really that peaceful? No, recently I've had to kill rogues. Perhaps I will again soon. I will not shirk from it. It is needed. Like to trade with you. Of course, I can buy and use any useful trade goods you have. I have a variety of items of interest to adventurers and mercenaries. What do you have for sale? Not that good. I mean, it could be useful. But I don't think I really need anything. But I would sell something to you. I'll sell you those. I'll sell you those. And I'm going to get rid of these. I keep forgetting to use them. And they're not really doing me very much good when I do use them. So... yeah, that's pretty good. What I really want though is a trainer. I'd love to pick up a whole bunch of old skills that I sort of have overlooked. Battle magic ones and so on and so forth. I would have thought they would had a battle magic trainer here. Because they defend themselves without creations. I'm unlikely to find that creation trainer. Rabina. There's a large, muscular woman working in the forge. She's not used to it. Her hands are burnt and blistered. She's drenched in sweat. However, she is slowly managing to repair a javelin head. Inexperienced, but not hopeless. When you enter, she's eager to take a rest. She steps back from the heat and says, I'm Rabina. This She indicates a smithy with a sweep of her hand. This is my forge. Only mine. It's impossible to miss the bitterness in her expression. She says the last two words. Can I see your wares? Some shape stuff. So I imagine I can get that Girdle of Genius back if I want to. I think I sold my last one. Pure steel. So yeah, I can use these to make additional whatever I want, like artifacts. Perhaps. It's not bad at all, but I've got good necklaces. I need another one. You run the smithy by yourself? I do. Once. I didn't. You know, I'm just going to talk in my normal voice. I've been talking all day at work and I can't keep these voices up. I assisted my husband, but then he was lost. But you knew enough to continue the work. I watched him and aided him for years. I hope to keep this place functioning until I can find someone to buy it from me. But I despair of that happening before the war ends. What happened to him? He was going to the Eastern Camp, delivering some locks and shackles, and then a rogue raid. Creations murdered him, but I don't like to talk about it. Was he skilled? Very much so. He was even learning to work pure steel. He was very close when he died. Really? Who around here knows how to work it? Due south from here, near the shore there. I really shouldn't stay. I have another question. How have things been in the Oasis lately? Improving. Sage Tegan understands the truth. He sees what creations can do to us, what they want to do to us, if they get a chance. They would take everything from us. And I'm not afraid to say it in front of an unchained creation. I am not afraid. Sage Tegan will make sure that we're not afraid anymore. I think I understand what Jeff is getting at with this particular group. This is all about fear and security, and do you give up a little bit of liberty for a lot of security, or I don't know how it goes, some crap like that. What do creations think of this? I do not care. Creations who murdered my husband and not ask what he thought, and they still didn't care when they did what they did to him afterwards. What'll Sage Tegan do about them? I heard rumours. I don't want to talk about it. I just have faith that he will free us from the fear of them forever. Okay. Things are looking a little more weird down here. A little bit distasteful. I'm very much a supporter of liberty and all that. Bit of free speech and so on and so forth, blah blah, but I think I'm still tempted. I've been convinced either way, and no one else has really convinced me quite as much as either the Trakovites up in I think it was north of Kratoa Hill, up here somewhere, and these guys down here. Owen hasn't quite convinced me very well, let's put it that way. But then we're going to go to, it was Camp East Alpha, or we can go Camp West Alpha. I'd like to go East Alpha first. Let's check out the little mission over here somewhere, I think. What's that? A Sergeant Fano. Oh, stay still, Fano. God damn it. No, come back here, you. There's a loyalist soldier patrolling this path. When he sees you, he puts out a hand. Hold, stranger. I don't recognize you. I'm Sergeant Fano of the Zephyr Oasis Guard. Do you have papers? Identification? Probably Sage Tegan's will be the most useful. He looks at him and nods. Alright, you can pass. Nice to meet someone who actually does things the way they're meant to be done. I'd like to know more about this road. Well, let me think. I wouldn't want to walk the wrong way and get killed. East from here is a purity workshop. At least that's what the sign says it is. And south is KR's Spire. I'd stay away from there. What's a purity workshop? Got no idea. All I know is when we're near there, our skin itches and our eyes burn. It's shape of business. Nothing I want to know about. Okay, what's KR's Spire? It's Sage Tegan's huge shaping fortress. Or something. We stay away from there. It's guarded with lots of guards and creations. And they kill strangers. If you don't have permission to go there, Stay well away. Anything else interesting nearby? Around here? Just some crops and Camp East Alpha. Not much, just a waste. Any rogue activity? Rogues are always attacking. I think the road is clear right now though. How are the crops? Bad. Hardly anything grows around here. Doesn't stop the Shapers from trying to make new plans. What is Camp East Alpha? It's a camp by the river shore. It's where all the creations around here have to be kept now working and being supervised. Unless someone has a pass like the one Tegan gave you. Okay. Good enough. Is this the camp? Yep, it is. You enter Camp East Alpha, the creation camp at the east gate of the Zephyr Oasis. It houses the serviles that work the crops and do the menial labour, and a host of war creations to help defend against attackers. It's a depressing place. Paths are overgrown with weeds, and the reek of rot and garbage is heavy in the air. The walls were recently and hurriedly built, and they're already starting to crumble. All of the serviles are currently hiding in the camp. They walk around with heads down, looking completely miserable and demoralised. You have a name. Racine. A lone, young outsider woman has been placed in charge of Camp East Alpha. She doesn't seem up to the task. She rushes around, delivering inadequate rations to the war creations, reassuring the serviles, and trying to keep things clean. Of course, an armed visitor is an occasion for her to drop everything and see what you want. Greetings, traveller, she says nervously. I am Racine. I look after the camp while the master is away. Please let me know if you need any help, or if you've come to help me. Tell me about this camp. By order of Sage Tegan, when not directly supervised, all creations need to be kept chained or in camps like these. When they are watched and cared for by keepers, well, with what few resources we have, you don't have enough supplies. We get enough to sustain the creations, for survival, not for comfort. It's unfortunate, though if creations had not rebelled in the first place, none of this would be necessary. What sort of creations are there? Serviles to watch the fields, or creations to defend the gate. Though, none are let outside now unless absolutely necessary, until there are fewer rogues and Federa returns to give the order. I'm looking for a rogue or spy in the camp. What? You mean that Federa actually did manage to get some help? Feel free to look around, talk to whoever or whatever you want. Any advice on where to start? Creations. I feed them. I clean up after them. I don't understand them. Okay. Guardian Roma. That's definitely the mastermind behind this one. Several raw creations. Blah, blah, blah. Give it its privacy. Currently asleep. Isn't surprising. Looks like they've all been created recently. Okay, so they're all new creations. Let's talk to a camp servile. Creation turns and shuffles away. You try to speak with it. Creation struck with painful coughing fits. Come back here. Genta. There's a server. Well, it's got a name, so it must be a smart one. There's a server looking up and down the river shore. She stares at the ground as she moves. Normally you wouldn't think she was unusual, except for one thing. The other serviles seem to walk in circles. She's the only one who's travelling around the camp. You stop her. She looks at you. She seems very nervous. Sorry, visitor. Me Genta. Tell me about this camp. Is where serviles stay. Sleep in tents. Fed, sometimes. Let out to work. Not so much now. Fed sometimes. Not... Fed well. Very well. All we could want. Keepers really care about us. You doubt her sincerity. Have you been let out recently? Not so. Too many rogues. Our keeper, Federa, nervous. Makes us stay in weeks now. Some get nervous. Why nervous? Can be hard in here. Little camp, weeks at a time, but I don't mind. I not complain. Where are you from? Born here, in Oasis. Born to work. Proud to work. When I can work. What sort of work do you do? I born to cook. Mother cooked. Father ground meal. Not cook now. Not late near food. Sent out to work in fields. She quickly adds, happy though. Happy to work in fields. Do duty. I'm looking... it's a bit suspicious, but okay. I'm looking for a rebel in the camp. Hear anything? No. Hear nothing. Not rebel. Good. Loyal server. Work. Follow orders. And you haven't heard anyone say anything suspicious? No. Probably lie. If the rebel is not found, this whole camp will be destroyed soon. You say the words very convincingly. She believes you. She walks over to the river and stares out into the water. She shakes her head and turns back to you. I'm not rebel, but I wish I was one. We should not be here. Prison. No food. I say this to others. I will not hide it. I know I'm not wrong. So now what? I speak against Shaper. What do you do? She defiantly stares you in the eye. You know, normally, I think... fuck, I don't know. You know what? I have no idea. I'm going to take a break, grab a cup of tea, and think this one out. There are a lot of things to think about here. This is possibly a turning point for me in the series. I don't know just yet. So we are going to do that next episode. So I've been Blxz. This has been Geneforge 5, and we're doing a bit of a story exposition dump the last couple episodes, but I think this is shaping up how we're going to go. Are we going to go up north and join one of the factions up there? I can tell you what, Astoria is starting to look a little bit more convincing now that these concentration camps down here. But on the other hand, Sage Tegan is, well, I don't know if I can argue with the end result that he's aiming for. He's aiming for the end result that I really consistently believe in and consistently push for. I just don't know if I can agree with the methods just yet. So I need to think about this a little bit. And I've been Blxz. This has been a brilliant episode of Geneforge 5. Make sure to smash that like button if you do indeed enjoy the content. And catch me next time as we decide what we're going to do here.